Do you think that 2.2 will be the perfect update? Many GD players believe that, but I'd say that a ton of things could go off the rails with the update. So that's why I made this video, to talk about everything that could potentially go wrong with 2.2. By the way, this video will go from the things with the least potential to go wrong, to the ones with the most potential. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. For those of you who don't know, the song trigger allows you to skip parts of a song, but the problem is that it requires very deliberate usage to not ruin any given song. And this is what I mean. If you use it to skip a song's build-up, to jump straight into the drop, you'd ruin the song, as it would sound broken and unnatural without the build-up. Here's Realms without its build-up. Sounds pretty disjointed and weird, right? Yeah, and the only way to not completely mess up your level with the song trigger is to use it when the song has a moment of silence, which can be used to transition to another part of such song, like in this time leaper example I made. But it still sounds a little off, doesn't it? Even if you use the trigger in the best possible way, it can still make most songs sound awkward, and that's why I think it can be a bad addition. The random trigger has its applications, like a level with fully randomized gameplay, or one with random visuals, but it also has a big potential to be misused, and this is how. If a creator were to add randomness to the very end of a level, it could be very frustrating, as it would have to rely solely on luck after going through the whole stage. Also, many luck-based challenges would emerge, like a series of walls that have a chance of not showing up every time you play. To beat that so-called challenge, you'd have to sit and wait until you eventually got lucky, and that doesn't sound very engaging if you ask me. But all that doesn't matter if you consider that Robtop won't rate levels that use this feature in a stupid way, so I hope he doesn't rate levels with obnoxious random trigger usage. Infinite objects will be awesome for travel levels, as those levels are usually forced to have more simplistic designs due to the current object limit the game has. However, if not well optimized, the infinite objects could ruin mobile players' entire careers, as the game would become unplayable due to the low frame rates. I mean, if levels that are under the current object limit already lag on most devices when played without low detail modes, imagine how laggy 2.2 could be. And even if Robtop were to only feature levels with low detail modes, having infinite objects would just increase the distance between the mobile and PC experiences. And that's no good. This one has already caused many back and forth discussions on whether it's good or bad for the game, and I'd say that it depends on one simple factor: filters. And by filters I mean these options under this plus button in the search screen. So, if Rob doesn't implement a search filter for platformer levels, the feature will have a negative effect on Geometry Dash as a whole, as platformer levels will get mixed with regular ones, and there will be no way to find the type of level you're looking for. However, if Rob adds a filter for platformer levels, it wouldn't have any negative effects on the game, as players will get the experience they're looking for. Those who want to play platformer levels will find them, and the same can be said for those who want to play normal ones. So, will the platformer mode be rather good or bad? It depends on how Robtop implements it, although it has a considerable chance of going wrong. The camera movements can make Geometry Dash worse by killing one of its core concepts, sight reading. I mean, do you think you'd be able to sight read this frantic layout? Me neither, and that's due to the non-stop camera movements. Sure, level creators will eventually learn what is fun to play and what's not, and get camera movements right, but I still feel like they are an unnecessary addition. The only context in which that trigger could come in handy is in film levels, but those are pretty rare anyways. But what about you? Which feature do you think has the biggest chance of going wrong? Tell me in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!